Hey there, Postal here. So today I'm going to do something very different. Yeah, so I'm going to blame this one on WarGaming. I'm hopping in my ye old Tier 2 P23. I think the first plane I actually kept, and I just absolutely love at Tier 2 this particular plane. But we're not here to talk about the nuances and awesomeness of a Tier 2 plane in this particular game. We're here to talk about the fact that the Blade of Vengeance for this particular day is frustrating if you continue to get stuck on the attacking team. And I'm not able to grind a lot of the planes that I'd like to grind because they just don't fit in the game mode. And then on top of that, we have the daily missions, which, in my opinion, is broken as well. In a totally different way. The fact that to get a daily mission, you need to have and play planes across all the tiers, I think is not the right way to do this, right? I don't want to play Tier 1 and 2 through Tier 4 unless I'm just... Literally the only time I play them is if I'm just kind of messing around flighting up with someone, or I need to complete the daily missions. More often than not, it's because of the daily missions. If I'm flighting up, it's Tier 6 and above, typically, Tier 5 and above, I guess. There's really no reason for me to go down to Tier 1 and through 4. And on top of that, I feel like an asshole. Why am I down at Tier 2 and Tier 3, Tier 4, beating up on everybody that is trying to learn the game or might not have the skill set to be playing Tier 8, 9, 10. But that's just my perspective on it. There's another perspective, those that don't even have Tier 8, 9, or 10 planes, or only have one Tier 8. I remember when I got the Spitfire 14, and it was my first Tier 8, and that was the only Tier 8 I could use to get all the daily missions. There's daily missions that are just ground attack ones. There's daily missions that a Spitfire 14 could never complete. I mean, this is a prime example of one. Across the ocean, you have to be in a US or a USSR aircraft. Well, then I guess I'm just SOL. I'm never gonna... You can't call it a daily mission if everybody can't complete it, right? So my suggestion for this would be to have the same daily missions, but have one that's just for Tier 1, 3, 4. So this one here would have... One of them would be the USSR or US aircraft. One of them would be the assisting in destroying the required number of aerial targets. And then one of the chevrons would be... Well, it's the same thing, but would be whatever the third one would be. Let's say it's ground attack. Destroy 10 ground attack. Ground facilities. Have this daily mission be just for Tier 1 through 4. You earn 1 token because you completed all 3 of them, and it's Tier 1 through 4. Have this one the same exact missions, but Tier 5, 6, and 7. You earn 4 tokens. Whatever the hell these are called. These are called tokens, right? Anyway, and then the last one would be Tier 8, 9, and 10. Same exact missions, but only Tier 8, 9, and 10. So the first one would be, if I can click on it, this one here would be the assisting, Tier 8, 9, and 10. This one here would be the ground attack ones, Tier 8, 9, and 10. This one here would be a certain amount of experience, 8, 9, 10. You earn 10 in that particular instance, because you're in the higher tiers, right? And that way, if all you play is 8, 9, and 10, then you're able to still get a daily mission. There's a lot of people I know that play the higher tiers and don't go down to Tier 1 through 4 typically, sometimes even just like 1 through 6. They should be able to get daily missions as well, right? And, maybe it's not 1, 4, 10, maybe it's a different... 1, 4, 6 or something like that as far as earning them is concerned, but I shouldn't have to be forced to go down to Tier 1 through 4 and beat the crap out of people that don't deserve to be, have the crap beaten out of them. That's just my opinion. I don't like it, to be honest. It's not challenging. It's fun sometimes, but it's not... I don't feel like there's not enough of players down at this tier to be able to really justify forcing everybody to play down here, especially since the bots are tier 1 through 4 bots are so well, they're not highly engaged, so you really have the ability to do well down in this tier, and I don't feel like that I don't feel like that's earning a daily reward. Anyway, so I'm going to stop ranting. We're going to watch me play in a tier 2 battle, maybe a tier 3. Let's find out. It's going to be fun, I promise. Alright, so here we are. Tier 2 battle. I think I'm the only freaking human here. That might not, I don't know. Anyway, this is not going to be a very exciting match. It just isn't, even when there's people on the other team. And there's only 3 freaking sectors, so it's not even going to be like a ton of personal points.
You are approaching the
anyway,
front line.
Don't get me wrong about, you know, being in the lower tiers. I absolutely love the look of the planes down here, especially this P-23. That's basically the reason why I kept it. It's not like it's a world beater when it comes to metrics or stats or anything like that. Although I do think it is a well-rounded plane. Give me a friggin' break. It's tier 2. They're all well-rounded. Well, they're also close to the same stats that, like, who cares? Like, are you going an AR, what is it, AR-67 I think it is? You want the KI-15? What do you want? You could grab it and it's going to be fine. It's tier 2, right? There's not a significant difference between what's available out there. I love the look of this particular plane. My son, my youngest son, likes that I put a shark face on it. It's what's kind of started the whole, every time he sees a plane, he's asking me why it doesn't have a shark face on it. But you'll also notice I've got 5 marks on this particular plane. And the reason being is, well, when I first started, the whole reason I started playing World of Warplanes was actually because I wanted I was jonesing for the Red Baron. I don't know if you ever played that game. Early 90s, I think it came out in 1990, which means I probably played it in 92 or 93. Come on, little pea shooter. Man, killing heavies down here is just a pain in the ass. Alright, so anyway, I wanted to play Red Baron. I was getting tired of playing World of Tanks. You know, I got a new computer set up just to be able to, you know, see World of Tanks 1.0 in all its glory. And was having issues with World of Tanks actually working, which is kind of frustrating. I was pretty darn good at World of Tanks. You know, blue player, 27,000 battles. I knew what the hell I was doing, right? But I was in the mood to fly. And I'd seen videos of War Thunder and what the heck was the other one? I don't even remember. But I wanted to play World War II style planes. And even though I had that many games in a WarGaming title, World of Warplanes never crossed my mind until Jingles posted a video on 2.0. And he was playing, I want to say the Hornet or a Mosquito, something, maybe some tier 5, I don't even really remember. But I just remember saying, well, what the heck, why am I not, I might as well try that. And I know they've got lower tiers in this particular game. And so, yeah, so I downloaded it, I started playing it, I liked it immediately. Granted, I've never played 1.9er before, never had an interest in playing 1.9er before, 1.9 or earlier, but that's a different story. I can easily explain why I wasn't in the mood to play that. I really like 2.0, not that I've got any basis to compare it to, like, actual play, but I was completely playing this game mode so that I could play bi-wing planes. And played it for a long time down in this tier. You know, I was slowly grinding up the tiers, of course, the tech trees, but I wasn't in a rush. One thing I learned from World of Tanks is that when I first played that game, I tried to rush up as quickly as possible to get like the really good tanks, and I sucked at the game. I mean, I was like, you know, one of those classic, you know, 42% win rate kind of people in World of Tanks for a couple thousand matches to begin with. And so I learned my lesson from that. It might have been a 57% win rate by the time I was done playing the game, but I didn't want to have that same issue in this particular game mode. I wanted to make sure I wasn't being a detriment to my team. And so I stayed down here just to kind of learn the nuances of the game, learn things that, you know, I figured out would be important. Like, it took me friggin' 50 battles before I realized there was a scope on a scope option, right? And that's kind of a double-edged sword because it made me become pretty good at my accuracy on just the normal view. But it's things like that. I didn't want to be at friggin' tier 6 and being like, oh, I don't have a scope. Or, you know, trying to drop bombs and not realizing that there's, you know, a shift button and things of that nature. So I did everything I could to be as good as I could. Oh my god, this is so boring. Like, every single game that I've played, and I've tried to record a handful of games, has been air supremacy. It's like... And you know how many games you've got to play to get the dailies at tier 4 when they're all freaking air supremacy? It's, yeah. So that's why my suggestion was to split it completely by tiers. Guy tried to rocket me. And that way it gives somebody that just wants to play their tier 4s, tier 1s, the opportunity to do that and just stay down here. But unless there's a bunch of people down here, and there's not right now, unless there's a bunch of people down here, this is a pretty boring match. The bots are just not smart enough to make it interesting, right? At least at tier... what am I doing? Oh, the game's over. Yeah, tier 8, maybe even tier 6, the bots have a little bit more oomph to them. And here it's just, I'm just kind of flying around and cruising 400 to 0. Let's head on back. There we go, 14,000 personal points. Woohoo! 12 kills. And hey, I got one of the daily missions done. I still have to work on this daily mission. And I completed Rain of Bullets. So yay, at least I'm getting what I'm down here for. But I don't want to be down here anymore. Anyway. So yeah, I know I ranted a little bit about the game mode, Blade of Vengeance. You know, it is what it is. I don't like that WarGaming forces you to do Blade of Vengeance. I guess there's not enough player base. Like in World of Tanks, you can choose a different game mode. There's just not enough players down here on this game to have some people play Blade of Vengeance and some people have the normal game mode. Okay, I understand that. But obviously I think Blade of Vengeance needs to be tweaked. I really like that they're trying to do new game modes because you don't want the game to be stale. What I don't like is how the daily missions are set up, and I know I've already gone into it. I started this recording yesterday, had some stuff come up, so I'm finishing it today. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself too much. But yeah, so split it up. WarGaming, if you're paying attention to this video, have one that's just tier 1 through 4, have one that's 5 through 7, and one that is 8, 9, and 10. And that way at least, I mean, maybe the 1, 4, 10 option is not like the best, because I mean, some people are just going to get, well, I mean, you're under the expectation that people have the ability to get 15 of these every day, right? 1, 10, and 4. You know, if it'll be the same way if it's the tier 8, 9, 10 can get 10, if the 5, 6, 7 can get 4, and the 1 through 4 just get 1, you still have the ability to get the same 15, but it's just built a little bit smarter, no offense. Hopefully, and I mean, I don't have any way to get this information to WarGaming. You know, whether they'd even listen to it or not doesn't make, you know, it's just me kind of coming up with ideas. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. Maybe I'm coming completely out of left field. What do you all think? You know, do you even try to get the tokens? Maybe I'm just the only one trying to get out there and get tokens. So I really just want to kind of hear your guys' feedback. I think tokens are really important. I use them from time to time. I've gotten free slots out of it. I've passed up missions as needed. But the way they're set up to try to get right now, I don't think is conducive to everybody having a good time, right? It's not conducive to like actual dailies. So do you guys have different ideas for that? Is it fine how it is and I'm just you know, out of whack? Tell me what's up. Otherwise, I will be streaming tonight, was Saturday, from 9 p.m. Eastern time on, at least till 2 a.m. Maybe later if I'm able to keep awake and doing well. Please feel free to join me. Special shout out to Johnny. I really appreciate your help. He was nice enough to donate so I can get I'm trying to get a larger hard drive so that I can just literally record every battle that I play and show you guys, you know, a lot of good ones, because very often I'll have an ace or you know, some sort of crazy game that I just wasn't able to record because my hard drive isn't the biggest. And so I'm saving up to get a bigger hard drive so I can record everything and really get a lot of content out to you guys. I appreciate all the feedback you've been giving me. I really appreciate you know, the interactions we've had in regards to helping me out with the P47N as I asked for some help, and I've been trying to implement that, but it's been a little difficult with the game mode going on. And as far as feedback for Blade of Vengeance in general, really have enjoyed the interactions with everybody. So thank you so much. Hoping to get some Discord on this particular issue, if it even is an issue as far as the daily missions is concerned. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll catch you tonight.